Hello Aquarius, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aquarius for the month of April. Now Aquarius, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now Aquarius, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me, that's someone impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scams. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. Just make sure you use the link in the description below. I only have one Instagram account, and it is linked below. Let's see what we have here for you. Now, if you watch my content regularly and you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. Really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time that you are watching me. All right. So we'll make sure everything's in view and then we'll get right into it. All right, I think that looks good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is the fulfillment of a wish. It's an incredibly good card to find in any tarot reading. And so I love to see this for you on the bottom of the deck. One of the major wish cards. In fact, this person here has the feeling of their dream come true, right? You can see the happy expression on their face. Presumably small clients are coming into their small business. People are coming into this pub. They're holding up their cup. They're joyful, they're celebratory, they're happy. And so the Nine of Cups can kind of encompass the energy of being emotionally content with your life. And along with that, it can say that there could be lasting happiness as well, because for you, you also have this Ten of Cups, which is the card that comes next to it. And so, you know, you've spent time here letting go of those things that don't work for you. And if you don't feel like you have done that yet, Aquarius, I do see you doing that here in this month, and I'll get into that a little bit more. But the Nine of Cups may even say that, you know, you have some room for luxuries, for the sort of pleasures of life. It's a time to really move into enjoyment here with this energy when you get it typically. And for you, you have an incredibly good message here. You have an incredibly good reading here. And so there's a lot of happiness. Now, what I'm noticing is that you only have one major arcana in this month so far. We always go through and clarify with more cards. But to me, that suggests that you'll have a lot of things going on in your day-to-day. You'll have a lot of things. It's almost like there's this nice energy in this reading of like a much-needed rest or a much-needed break or something along those lines. Towards the end of the month, things will definitely pick up, but it's interesting. I don't see a ton of major themes. It's almost like some of you have spent a lot of time doing a lot of work here, like doing the good work here for yourself. Now, right away in the middle, you have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups talks about really, you know, it may be a good time for you to have compassion for yourself. It may be a good time for you to take care of yourself. The Queen of Cups comes forward when, you know, you may be even working with like a therapist, a mental health specialist, an alternative energy worker, maybe a Reiki master. Maybe you're doing something like Tai Chi or yoga or Qigong or Reiki or something along those lines when you get the Queen of Cups. This could also be a trusted friend or ally in your life as well. Anybody in the helping professions, as I've stated. But it's also, you know, somebody who is a good listener. You get the sense that you're really being heard when you talk to a Queen of Cups person. Like they don't just listen, but they actually hear you. And so not only can it be a trusted friend or ally, it can also be a good partner in your life as well. So definitely like to see that for you. Now, in the beginning of the month, you have the Ten of Swords, the Emperor, and the Seven of Wands. So this Ten of Swords here is what I'm referring to. Some of you are really releasing yourself from something, okay? And, you know, I see that many of you here in the beginning of this month, or maybe even before this, you've spent time letting go of those things that don't work. And the Ten of Swords is an ending. It is something that's completely done. But it does provide you with new hope, right? When you get the Ten of Swords, there is new hope on the horizon, and it can say that the worst is behind you. So you know, it's really just chapters closing, chapters beginning. When you get the Ten of Swords, it doesn't mean that that's going to be not going to be challenging. Endings are extremely challenging, or they can be. Change is extremely challenging, and you know, so I'm not trying to say it's not going to be difficult, but I am saying that I think at the end of the day, this is probably, if this message is for you, this is something that is going to lead you into this 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 8 of Wands energy, which is very, very good for you. Also notice we have 2 10s here, right? And so 10s in the tarot represent completions. You are absolutely closing some sort of cycle out here. You have the Emperor as well. The Emperor is a really good omen to find in terms of your career situation, your work situation. The Emperor is somebody who's extremely successful in whatever it is that they do for their career, for their job. And they have the energy of authority, of leadership. It's big boss energy when you get the Emperor. And so you may literally be the boss in whatever it is that you do. Some of you may be taking control over your life in some ways. But you know, this could also refer to your authority. Like if you work for somebody, this could refer to your boss or something like that. It could also be the father archetype, but it's interesting because under that you also have this 7 of Wands energy, which is a card of competition. To me, when you get the 7 of Wands, this does suggest to me that you've been successful, because the card that comes before it is the 6 of Wands. So again, there's this confluence here around you having done the hard work, right? You've done the good work for yourself. You've let go, or you're letting go of these things here with this 10 of Swords that aren't working. You're taking authority over yourself. You're maybe adding stability. Emperor's a card of stability. And you're also now standing your ground here with this 7 of Wands, defending your decision to let go of something or to end something. So in the middle of the month, you have the 6 of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the 10 of Cups. So I love this here. So it's interesting. Sometimes we have to let go of something to bring something in. And this 6 of Pentacles is this idea of like the financial scales or financial balance happening in your life. You can see that there's inflow, outflow going here. Well, actually in the card there's outflow, but presumably there's also inflow coming, because the 6 of Pentacles it talks about how the act of giving is just as important as receiving. And the more that you give, the more that you receive. It's not, and when I say the more that you give, I don't just talk about making monetary donations. I also talk about you giving information to somebody, being there for somebody, offering a helping hand, listening to somebody who in need, listening to a friend, being a good partner, being a good friend, whatever the case may be, a good parent, whatever it is. As you do those things, the universe will reward you with whatever it is that you're looking for, especially because you have this Queen of Cups here as well, which again represents somebody who's extremely willing and capable of helping others. And so when you have that, you know, this is a really nice energy of situation balancing. It can mean money coming in, just for those reasons that I just laid out there. But it can also, in this case, represent, I think, happiness coming into your life. I think that this is probably more in alignment with this reading. You have this 10 of Cups, which is this total windfall of happiness here happening. You've reached the end of the suit of cups, and now you have all 10 cups overflowing. You have that here with the 9 of cups. So you have the 9 into the 10. Situations progressing as it relates to your happiness. The 10 of Cups can also talk about happy family or just family energy in general. For me, the 10 of Cups is also a card of abundance, because as you see, the people here on this bench own the home behind them. And so I view it as a message of abundance as well. So overall, very, very good energy to find when you get that card. It's one of the happiest cards, same with the 9 of Cups. And so yeah, very nice energy here. Now, in the last week of the month, you have the Page of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Wands. So let's go ahead and start with this 8 of Wands. Actually, let's take a look at both of these cards together, the 8 and the Page of Wands. So again, we talked about how the Wands is the suit of career, it's a suit of enterprise, business. And you have this quick moving event here that brings about good news. The Page of Wands in and of itself represents good news. The 8 of Wands talks about news coming in from a distance. So that's phone calls, text messages, letters, emails, social media, whatever the case may be, right? Something digitally or from a distance in some other ways. And the Page of Wands is potentially a job offer. For some of you, this is a big card indicating a job offer coming in. Along with that, you have the Three of Pentacles, which is your teammates, your team environment. It could also be reward and recognition for a quality job well done. And you have that with the Six of Pentacles. This is a big combination, especially with the Page of Wands, the Six and the Three of Pentacles with the Page of Wands, and we'll throw in the Eight of getting a job raise, because you've put in the work here with the Three of Pentacles, and now you're getting rewarded with the Six of Pentacles. So certainly some of you could be in the running for a job raise or a job upgrade in some ways. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. I guess we will take all of these cards. We had a bunch that wanted to come forward. So you have this great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. And then you had a whole bunch of cards here that wanted to come out. You have Hunter, track down your fears and desires, as well as Snake, shed old skin. Okay, so there's that snake energy here with the Ten of Swords is definitely big for you. As you let something go, you are clearly receiving. You also have this Animal Guardian, trust your instincts, Stag, trust and thrive, as well as Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. Always a good time when you get tens, which you have two. Tens, like I said, are completions. It's the end of the suit. Always a good time to reflect on the choices that you've made along the journey of each suit. So Swords, Cups, what are those things that you are looking, why is it that you're looking to drop something here with a Ten of Swords? You know, what are you looking to gain as you let go of something? And then with the Ten of Cups, what steps are you taking to increase your happiness, and reflect on the things that make you happy here in this lifetime or just in general. So you have the year from now, compromise, and success. So I definitely like to see that. Compromise, take a look at the scale, right? You have more scale energy here, and then you have this Six of Pentacles scales energy as well. So definitely some sort of equilibrium, some sort of balance here happening, you know, a give and a take energy. So let's go ahead and start to clarify this even more with some additional tarot cards. All right. All right, let's see what we get here. So you have the Four of Swords, you have the Two of Wands, and the Page of Cups. So we now have double pages. So the Page of Cups, the Page of Wands. So definitely pages you like to see. Page of Cups can represent some sort of news of happiness coming in. It can obviously represent a love offer from somebody, like somebody who's probably extremely interested in you. And so that could certainly be the case if you are looking for that. It's interesting because you have it with the Seven of Wands, which may mean competition, but I actually think I'm not getting a whole lot of love energy here. What I'm feeling like for some of you is there's competition between you and maybe another colleague or two around getting a job raise. Like you may be in the running for something. I would not be surprised to see the Judgment card come in here. But some of you are definitely in the running for something, I think, in your career, and it's literally a competition, right? Because there are multiple people in the running because you have this Seven of Wands. You have the Two of Wands as well with the Emperor. Some of you are really taking time to decide to make a decision around your career. You know, some of you may decide you don't want to wait around, you know, for a job raise or for a job offer. I think there's a good chance of that coming in, especially if you've been waiting for that. But some of you here are really trying to plan, prepare, reflect on your journey so far in your career. And I feel like this is very career oriented. I also think you're somebody who your happiness is tied into your career because you have this 9 and the 10 of Cups. I'm not here to say that's right or wrong, but I do feel like there is also this energy of balance with the 6 of Pentacles and the Compromise card. So there may be a work-life balance situation that some of you are looking to reflect on as well at this time, especially because you have this Four of Swords with the 10 of Swords, which is rest, recovery, recuperation, ending something. Yeah, so you have the Devil, you have the 3 of Wands, and the 6 of Cups. So it's interesting, isn't it, that we have the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Wands next to each other. Also take note, we really only have 2 major arcana, the Devil and the Emperor. You know, some of you here may not love the person you work under. If you do work under somebody, they may be a deciding factor in you staying somewhere in your career, especially if you're given an offer, like to stay on or to earn more money. It's almost like some of you have multiple opportunities here. as well, especially because you have this Two of Wands, which is a choice between two options or offers. But with the Devil, it's like that card can always also come forward when potentially you're working too hard, you're overworking, and there's no work-life balance. And, you know, that is definitely tied into this Six of Pentacles here, which is that card that has the balance of the Pentacles with this compromise. Some of you maybe are looking at that right now, taking a hard look at that. So we have this, what the Two of Wands says is that if you do the research, the planning, and the preparation, you will be given the initial win of the Three of Wands, and you have those two cards together. So I see you successfully doing the work that you need to do here, researching, planning, doing everything that you need to do here. You have this Three of Wands as well, which is someone who's kind of looking out to the horizon and thinking about how they can grow and expand their situation. It's definitely a very nice card of growth and expansion, and sort of a card of like really potentially even getting adventurous in your life. You have this Six of Cups here as well with the Ten of Cups. I mean, some of you are looking back on the things that have made you happy in your life, and that's a big part of this reflection. I get a really strong message of reflection for you in this because we don't have a lot of major arcana. You have the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Five of Cups, and the Emperor again. So now we have this third one. Again, a very low amount, okay? It does not happen very often. I'm not saying it's bad. What I'm saying is I think you're dealing with the day-to-day. I think you're really taking time to reflect in this month around your career. And, you know, for some of you, you have this Five of Cups coming in, and the Five of Cups represents disappointment. You know, for some of you, I feel like you're asking yourself, like, is my ability to be happy and then subsequently unhappy tied in and linked to my career? And for some of you, if that's the case, you're going to be moving on to something else. You do have communication either coming in from this Emperor, okay? And this could, especially because we had one here with the Two of Wands as well, this could be around like new money, a job upgrade, an offer. I keep saying that, but it just keeps coming in because you also have this Knight of Pentacles, which is a financial event arriving. You have the Nine of Wands here as well, preparing for battle or getting ready for something. But it can also mean that it's important that you don't give up at this time, because the Nine of Wands person is right at the finish line. Okay, it's the last card before you hit the Ten of Wands. And so for some of you here, really going for it. You also have so many Wands cards. It's all about perseverance when you get the Nine of Wands. Let's see here. What else do we have? What other messages do we have here? So you have poverty, occupation, courthouse, false person, coffin, and great fortune. Wow. There's absolutely an offer. Okay, there's absolutely some type of, and I don't know how, like what form that will take for you, but with the Knight of Pentacles and courthouse with great fortune. Courthouse for me in this case is indicating that you are getting a just offer, or you're getting a just reward for some energy some effort that you've put into something. Especially because the occupation card is right next to it, and the Great Fortune. Like I said, this Great Fortune card is the best card to find in this Kipper deck. You do have an undeniable ending here with the coffin and the Ten of Swords, as well as this poverty and false person. I feel like some of you work extremely hard, and I think you're going to ask yourself once again, like, is my energy being depleted, or, you know, my happiness being affected by this really worth it? You also have this sudden wealth card, which is, again, about something coming through suddenly or unexpectedly relating to money or good fortune or luck. So love this reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. Take care, and I will see you in the next reading.